There are two major marketing strategies that any business owner needs to know about. They are called inbound and outbound marketing. Welcome to the ultimate showdown of inbound versus outbound marketing. We're going to break down the difference between inbound and outbound marketing, the keys to make it successful. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let the ultimate showdown between inbound and outbound marketing begin. Welcome to the Brand Builder Podcast. I'm your host, Amir Tabrizi. I'm a side hustle digital marketer turned agency owner who has managed over $2 billion in marketing budgets. I'm obsessed with the brand building process through video content, social media, and all things organic, leveraging search engine optimization and the power of Google. Every week here on the Brand Builder Podcast, we dive deep into the dynamic realm of digital marketing, unveiling the tools, strategies, and insights that can empower your brand in today's digital-centric world. Not just go over some quick hacks and tricks that will yield you no long-term growth. Whether you're a startup looking to make a splash or an established brand aspiring to reach new heights, our podcast is here to illuminate the path towards your success. So stay tuned to my workshop-style solo shows with the occasional in-depth interviews with industry experts. We don't just talk about digital marketing. We decode it, demystify it, and help you leverage it for your brand's growth. So stay tuned into Brand Builders Podcast and embark on your journey towards becoming a titan in the digital marketing arena. Welcome to the Ultimate Showdown. My name is Amir Tabrizi, your host, and today we're going to break down the two major aspects of marketing. They are called inbound and outbound. So you may be asking yourself, well, what are they? Why do I need it? Why should I worry about it? Or why should I even care about it? Some of us may be advocates of inbound. Some of us may be advocates of outbound. I want to arm you with the knowledge to make informed marketing decisions. So what is inbound? What is outbound? Inbound marketing focuses on attracting potential customers organically. It's all about creating value content, building trust, and establishing meaningful connections with your target audience. With inbound marketing, you leverage tools like blogs, social media, SEO, and content marketing to draw people towards your brand. This method is highly cost-effective as it allows you to reach a larger audience without spending a fortune on advertising. On the other hand, you have outbound marketing. Outbound marketing takes a much more traditional approach. It involves pushing your message out to a wide audience through advertisement, cold calling, direct mail, and other interruptive tactics. You'll hear me say these words a lot. Permissive, so you're asking for permission to be in there, or interruptive. Those are going to be the two keywords we're going to use a lot today. Outbound marketing aims to grab attention, often targeting a broad audience to increase the brand exposure. While it can be effective, outbound marketing tends to be more costly and less targeted compared to inbound marketing. So look at inbound marketing as a way of asking for permission before you do something. You get the consumer, your target audience, to interact with you. You ask them for their contact information. You ask them if you can call them. You ask them if you can give them a little bit more content or if they want to come to your webinar. Outbound marketing is the person knocking at your door at 8 p.m. while the kids are in bed, you're eating dinner, and you're trying to catch up with your spouse, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 there's a knock at the door. Oh, it's the person trying to sell this. Or back, a few years ago when we all had landlines in our houses, you were at dinner and all of a sudden the phone starts to ring and your dad or your mom goes, well, don't worry about it. It's probably a telemarketer. That is the interruptive way of outbound marketing. Now, don't get me wrong. Outbound marketing, inbound marketing, they both have their pros and cons. Inbound takes a long time to really build. Outbound is quick. It's more cost. It costs you a lot more. Inbound, slow as molasses, but you are building a brand. And we always say here at the Brand Builder Podcast that your goal and anything you should do is building a brand. So today, I really want to break down the specific parts of inbound and outbound marketing, give you my quick feedback on it, and how I think, and this may be a bit controversial, you can mix those two things. where you can do outbound and inbound marketing at the same time and still see success. So I get asked this question a lot. If you had to describe inbound and outbound marketing in 3 key points, what would they be? So here they are. Outbound marketing, you're proactive. Outbound marketing involves proactively reaching out to consumers to get them interested in a product. This can be done through various channels, as we talked about, such as cold calling, email marketing, direct mail, and print advertising. And some of us who may not know what cold calling is, essentially you get a list of people's phone numbers, names, whether you're, realtors do this a lot, or we have other, we used to have cold calling centers. But it is telemarketing. You're reaching out to somebody. They don't expect you to call them. They're not expecting you. You're just get a call. Hey, my name is Amir and I'm with X, Y, and Z Realty. And hey, we just sold your neighbor's house. Are you interested in, doing something with us? Are you interested in knowing the value of your home? Or direct mail, the postcards we get all the time in the mail now, that is outbound marketing. Those are the ways that it becomes pretty expensive. So you have to be proactive. You have to plan ahead. If you are going to send out mailers, like for our real estate clients that we work with, we set up their mailers 12, 24, 36 touches ahead of time so that they know, hey, month 1, we're going to do this. 2, we're going to do this. 3, we're going to do this. Or some of the roofing and HVAC companies we work with, they tend to do a lot less of this than realtors. But my point is, you want to plan ahead. You want to be proactive. You can't just wait for something to happen. You have to be ahead of it. It's also interruption based. Outbound marketing relies on interrupting the consumer with your message. This can be effective at getting attention, but it can also be seen as spam or annoying. So as I said, interruptive based. You are going and interrupting your consumer at whatever it is that they're doing, whether at the dinner table or whether they are, looking on, the commercials that come on TV, or they're not expecting your call, whatever that is. Print advertising that you're getting handed out, you're interrupting them. You're stopping them, you're stopping what they're doing, you're stepping in front of them and saying, hey, look at me, look at the solution I can provide. And the last thing I always tell people is it's high cost. Outbound marketing can be very expensive, especially if you're using paid channels like TV or print advertising. So if you want to go buy a 30-second spot or, a 60-second spot or whatever it is on the local radio show or the radio channel or the local TV channels, or if you want to print some mailers and send them out, those can be very, very costly. And unless you have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, set aside to spend on this, which is not a lot of the, what's it called? The startups, the entrepreneurs, like we don't really have all that money just laying around. So that's why you see a lot of people tend to steer away from that. Real estate agents do this thing called farming. So they'll pick a neighborhood or subdivision or whatever it is, and they start to, put more and more and more information. You may see them put out flags. You may see them hand out jars of honey or, apple butter or whatever it is. And then you're still getting mailers from them. Hey, I sold this person and we sold this many houses. That stuff costs a lot of money. If you're consistently mailing, and I'm based in the DMV, so DC, Maryland, Virginia, if you're consistently mailing in our metro area, you need at least $60,000 to $70,000 just for your mailers for 12 touches. So $60,000 to $70,000 set aside just for one way of marketing. And I know I may sound a little biased towards inbound marketing, but I promise you I'm not too biased about it, but I just want people to know. Now, let's talk about inbound marketing. It's receptive. Inbound marketing focuses on creating and distributing content that draws people into your website. This content can be in the form of blog posts, articles, infographics, ebooks, or webinars. So you're still putting your message out there, but you are asking them, they are receiving that message from you through a channel that they love, which is through their phone 90% of the time, or their iPad, or sitting there late night scrolling through Facebook, or they see you on some Google or whatever it is, or they're following some keywords, and they come into your website, and all of a sudden they're interacting with you. They have received that information. They have interacted with that information, and now they're giving you their information, such as their name, email, phone number, whatever it is you're asking for to get the ebook or to, sign up for your webinar. It's permission based. Inbound marketing relies on getting permission from the consumer before you start marketing to them. This can be done through lead magnets such as free ebooks or webinars. So just like we just talked about, right? Again, you are getting their permission to reach out to them. You're not sending them a mail. You're not calling them. You're not knocking on their door, which again can work in some industries, don't get me wrong. But for most industries, if you don't want to be spammy or you don't want to be interruptive or you don't want to be rude or you don't want to put a bad name to your brand with interrupting people, you ask them permission. Hey, would you mind giving me your first name, last name, and just your email so I can send you this ebook? Hey, would you mind giving me the same information so I can sign you up for my webinar? They are the ones putting their information in. So they've already started to build some sort of trust with you and your brand. They're not going to feel like they're getting spammed when they get email from you or they get a call from you. It may not be what they were hoping to get, right? So somebody signs up for a webinar, you pick up the phone, you call them. They may not be expecting it, but they at least know who is calling them because they filled out that information. And the last thing that I know that a lot of solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small businesses love is it's low cost. Inbound marketing can be cost effective than outbound marketing, especially in the long run. So outbound marketing, look at it as lead gen. One thing I always tell clients is there's a difference between generating leads and building your brand. If you're building your brand, that's kind of the inbound marketing way. You're putting out content, you're putting out your videos, your blogs, your ebooks, your webinars. You're putting out information about the problem that you solve, the why of your business out there, and the consumer gets to interact with it and then come back to you and then, use the flywheel method as we've talked about in the past to just kind of build more business with you. The outbound method, the lead generation method is your pay-per-click, your Facebook ads, the mailers or the paid advertisement or whatever that is. That is more highly costly. It's going to cost you a ton of money because you're getting something in return for it in the sense of print advertisement or mailing out. But at the same time, you are just interrupting them. You don't care where they are in their buying process. The way that we always tell people is the way that you use inbound marketing is the consumer gets to choose where they are in the buying process. They could be at the beginning. They could be in the middle. They could be at the end. They could be 7 months away from doing a business deal with you, or they could be 7 hours, 7 minutes, 7 seconds doing a business deal with you. You are going to put out enough content where all of it is covered. So some of the agents, that we work with, real estate agents that we work with, we write content from them from, such simple things like what's my home worth, where can I put, the best, where can I spruce up my house to get the best return of investment? How can I get rid of my, all of this stuff that we write, it gives the consumer to choose where they want to come in and interact with us. So ultimately, the best approach to marketing depends on your business goals, your target audience, and the available resources you have. So you have to take all that into consideration. What are your goals? Who's my target audience? If as a business owner, my target audience is, let's say 70 and above or 75 and above, well, are they going to be really on YouTube watching videos? Maybe. They're not going to be on TikTok. Well, some maybe, I don't know. But most of them are not going to be on TikTok. So they're going to be on Facebook. So you want to meet your consumer where they are. Understand your target audience. Don't try to, stretch yourself out so thin that all of a sudden you're trying to touch every single thing. So you're just okay at many things and not really, really good at one or two things that's going to help you build your business. Also, be truthful about your resources. How much money can you spend in long term to see results for your business? And then what are your business goals? How many deals do you need to do? What's your cost per acquisition? I ask my clients that in Discovery a lot. What is your cost per acquisition? That is simply how much money do you need to put in to get a lead to do business with you? And then what is the return of investment on that lead? And it varies very, very differently by each industry. If you're looking for a way to reach a larger audience quickly, outbound marketing may be a good option. However, if you're looking for a more cost-effective way to build relationships with potential customers, inbound marketing may be a better choice. Now, give you a break. You're still going to hear my voice, but to give you another break, we're going to hear from our sponsor, Agency 270. Yes, it's an agency that I own, but They are the ones that do a lot of the difference between inbound and outbound marketing. So before we come back and I give you a little bit more examples of what some marketing tactics for inbound and outbound marketing, let's hear a word from our sponsor. My name is Amir Tabrizi, and I am the owner and the chief growth officer here at Agency 270. Agency 270 is a full service digital marketing team. We focus on search engine optimization, paid ads, your Google business profile, videos, video editing and optimization, posting your videos, social media management, and podcast recording and editing. Why we do what we do is because we want to help you and your message to get out in front of the world. We want to make sure that we're highlighting our clients so that they are the consumer's choice. We do that through the power of digital marketing. Ask yourself this question. If you go onto Google right now and type in your name or type the problem that you solve and you're not coming up as one of the first 2-3 choices, there's a problem there. You are losing out business to your competitor. Don't settle for next to best. Don't settle for second. Don't settle for third. Let us help you get you to the number one spot on Google. Give me a call today. Go on our website at agency270.com. Send us an email at marketing@agency270 or give us a call, 301-310-6148. Again, that's 301-310-6148. Back to our show. So now that we have a better understanding of what is inbound, what is outbound, the best way to approach it, understanding your audience, let's talk about some examples of outbound and inbound marketing tactics. So for outbound marketing, we talked about cold calling. So this is a traditional method of outbound marketing where you call potential customers who have not expressed any interest in your product or services. So they don't know you're reaching out to them. You're picking up the phone, whether you bought a list from the local post office or you grabbed the list from somewhere, right? You're just reaching out to them. Hey, it's so-and-so from X, Y, and Z place. Hey, are you interested in da-da-da? And most of the times you're going to get the phone clicked on you, and that's just the way it is. Email marketing. Now, this is a tough spot for me because I do think email marketing can work, but I think if it's driven to a database or it's after they've given you permission. But for this conversation specifically, this is just you bought an email list because I will bring this up also in the inbound section of email marketing. So I don't want you to think that I'm trying to contradict myself, but there's kind of two ways of this. But for the sake of this outbound marketing, this is more targeted form of outbound marketing. We're talking about email marketing now, where you send an email to people who have not expressed interest in any of your product, but you're still reaching out to them and saying, hey, are you looking forward to this? Direct mail. This is a physical form of outbound marketing where you send letter, postcards, or catalogs to potential customers. There are plenty of companies out there as well that will do this for you, right? So you sign up for a service, they will come in, they will send out a catalog with some information from you in it, and then boom, it goes to your database. So it's a good way to stay in touch with people, but catalogs can be tricky depending on the industry you're in. Print advertisement. Again, this is a form of outbound marketing where you place ads in newspapers, magazines, or other publications. So you find a local newspaper, you talk about a webinar you're doing, right? I think, and you'll hear me say this later on when I talk about what I think is the perfect mix of both. But I think if you target people properly, I think it would work. Using QR codes, phone numbers, not long drawn out links, right? So like https www.1234567.com / like that's no one's going to type that out. Be real with yourselves. Radio and TV advertising, placing out on radio station, placing out on television, and trade shows and events. So this is another form of outbound marketing where you attend a trade show or an event, you meet potential customers in person, and you try to have a conversation with them to collect their information. So cold calling, email marketing, direct mail, print, radio, TV, and trade shows. Those are some examples of outbound marketing. The best tactic for you, again, will depend on your target audience, your budget, and goals. Be true with yourselves. What's your business goal, right? So we start with our center. Like, what is our goal? Okay, how do we reach these people? What are we offering them? Do that. How much money do we have? Like, start to break that down for yourself so you have an idea of it. Now, here are some just additional things to keep in mind when using outbound marketing tactics. So these are some ways that I think it will work. Be clear about your goals. So what do you want to achieve with your outbound marketing campaign? Do you want to generate leads, increase your brand awareness, or drive sales? Ask yourself those questions, build it out. Target your audience carefully. Who are you trying to reach with your outbound marketing campaigns? Make sure you're targeting the right people with the right message. This is huge, and I cannot stress this more. You need to find the right message. The thing with outbound marketing is putting a message out there and hoping that the right person at the right time at the right place is hearing your message, right? It's not targeted. You can't target a house, a neighborhood as a realtor. Like, you can't target a neighborhood of, 5, 6, 700 homes the same way, because they're going to be at different phases. One house could have a senior who's looking to sell and move into a smaller place. Another house could have a brand new family that's just moved in. They're not the same people. They're not the same audience. So target your audience carefully. Ask yourself, who are you trying to reach with your outbound marketing campaigns? And make sure you're giving them the right message. On the message, make your message clear and concise. You have a limited amount of time to capture their attention, so make sure your message is clear and concise. When you're looking at a postcard, ask yourself, how long do you actually take to read that postcard? 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds? Give them something that catches their attention. Don't write a whole paragraph at the front of the postcard, because they're not going to read it in small font. Don't do that. A big, bold, catchy headline at the top will get people to read the content that's there. So that was a little bit about outbound marketing. And the other thing is track your results, right? How well is your outbound marketing campaigns performing? Keep track of it. You send out mailers. For example, let's say you send out a mailer to a neighborhood of 500 to 600 homes, and you get 2 calls out of it. Those 2 calls, ask them, hey, how did you hear about us? Oh, well, I saw your advertisement. Well, if you don't mind me asking, just for me, would you mind telling me, was it the mailer that you got, or was it in print advertisement? Give them, don't just do yes or no questions. Just ask them for something. Ask them to give you the information you're looking for so you can track your results. So at the end of the year, quarter, month, whenever it is, you're kind of going through your planning, you can ask yourself, was this worth it? And remember, outbound marketing can be a powerful tool for reaching new customers and growing your business. However, it is important to use it wisely and target your audience carefully by following these tips. Now, let's go more into inbound marketing. So, tactics of inbound marketing, content marketing. This is the practice of creating and distributing valuable content that attracts and engages potential customers. This content can be in the form of a blog post, article, infographics, ebooks, or webinars. Search engine optimization, or SEO. This is the practice of optimizing your website so that it can rank higher in search engine results pages, or otherwise known as SERPs. This will help you attract more visitors to your website who are already interested in what you have to offer. So you have now put together an amazing ebook. But this ebook has no cover. This ebook has no summary of what it is. You're just putting it out there. So if nobody knows what's in the ebook, it could have the most amazing content in it. But if nobody can find it, if nobody can search for it, if nobody can see it, if nobody can read the basics of what's in it, no one's going to care. So make sure, if you are investing in this amazing $20,000 website, make sure you got some good SEO backing it up. It's so important for small businesses. And unfortunately, a lot of startups, entrepreneurs, small, sometimes medium-sized businesses, the attitude behind marketing is unfortunately looked at as a cost. And sales tends to be with marketing is the redheaded stepchild and sales is the, beloved kid. It honestly needs to be looked at as the same. Without marketing, nobody knows who you are. Nobody can get the person the sales calls. So you need to look at them as equal partners here. So social media marketing. A lot of us are, it's a thing now. Well, I want to be on social media. Well, what's your goal with social media? Are you going to be comfortable doing videos, or do you just want to do static posts? And if you're looking at social media to be the only driver of business to you, then we got to have some conversations, because are you going to do ads or whatever or not? But this is a practice of using social media platforms to connect with potential customers, build relationships. You can use social media to share your content, promote your products, services, and answer customer questions. Now, email marketing. So I just brought this up. I told you there's going to be a combination. This is going to be that kind of, the mixture of both. But in inbound email marketing, you're sending out emails to your subscribers with news, updates, offers. Email marketing is a great way to stay in touch with your customers and keep them engaged. Look at this as database marketing. So if once a month you send out a newsletter and it has all your blogs and all your upcoming webinars and the previously recorded ones, and if you have an event and a market update, that's what your clients could be looking for. So if I'm a real estate agent and I got a database of, 2 people or 20,000 people, email them. Don't play out of sight, out of mind. A lot of us as business owners play out of sight, out of mind. Everything is transactional to us, right? Treat them as you would as if they were just brand new. They just come into your business. Make them fans. Turn your past clients, your current clients, turn them into fans. Have them be the one who rave about your amazing services and products that you offer. Guest blogging. Sounds pretty familiar. This is the practice of writing blogs for other websites in your industry. Guest blogging is a great way to get exposure for your brand and building relationships with other bloggers. One of the things that I try to have people understand is that there's plenty of fish in the sea. And yes, we may be competitors, but we can help each other do business. We can help each other be successful. It doesn't have to be me against you. Hey, how can we coexist together in this marketing world? I'm not the only person who owns a marketing agency, and I'm not the only person who's doing a podcast or videos or anything like that. I'm not the only person who's talking about inbound, outbound marketing or brand building. And I know other industry experts that I would love to have on the show, so that they can give the audience some more content. But I'm going to treat them as not as competitors, but as a friend, as an advisor, as someone who I can aspire to be like. And I can do the same thing for somebody who's starting a business, who may be scared of starting a podcast or writing, scripts for themselves or whatever that is. We need to help each other. So guest blogging is a great way. And then referral marketing. This is a practice of asking your existing customers, I like to call them fans, so asking your existing fans to refer you to their friends, colleague, to your business. Referral marketing is a great way to get new customers who are already pre-qualified. And I know I've used this industry a lot, but if you're a real estate agent and you're sitting at you've just done this amazing deal, you help this buyer get this home, or you help the seller get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more for their home than they were expecting, turn them into fans. Don't just go to them and be like, hey, can you give me a referral? No. Hey, I know that, we had this great experience together. I would love to know if you know anybody who could potentially have the same experience. And then here's, stay in front of them, mail them stuff, send them emails, give them updates, whatever they are. Give that consistency, because although they may not know somebody right now at that moment that could use your services, 6 months from now, they could be at a barbecue, or 6 months from now, they could be at a friend's house, and somebody says, hey, man, I'm looking to sell my house, or, oh, man, we found this beautiful home we want to write an offer on. You come up if you don't treat them as transactional. So I don't want to get off too much, but these are just some few examples of inbound marketing tactics. The best tactic for your business will depend on your target audience, budget, and goals. So here are some 4 quick valuable tips. Create valuable content. Your content should be valuable and informative to your target audience. This will help you attract and engage the potential customers. Optimize your website. I sometimes want to get this tattooed on my forehead. I do, because a lot of people are like, well, I got this website. Okay, great. Is it optimized? Is it on Google Search Console? Are your pages indexing? So ask yourself that question. Yes, you have this beautiful, beautiful mansion. The inside of the house, prettiest thing anyone's ever seen. The outside looks like crap. That's what it looks like when you have a website that has amazing, beautiful graphics and content, but it's not indexing. Google doesn't even know it exists. It is not Google's job to say, oh, look, this is a new website. Let's go find out what's about. It is your job to bring that to Google and say, look, I have this amazing website. These are the content I'm providing. Put me out there. Promote your content. You need to promote your content so that the people can find you. You can do this through social media, email marketing, or paid advertisement. And then track your results. The same thing as before. You need to track your results so you can see what's working and what's not. This will help you optimize your inbound marketing campaigns. We're going to get into this on another episode, but we're going to talk about CRMs, which is the client relationship management tools. You really want to have a good CRM so you can track where people are coming from. You want to know that the email converts you, that the mailer converts you. Those are great things to keep in your back pocket when you are evaluating your marketing plan. Inbound marketing can be a powerful tool for attracting new customers and growing your business. However, it's important to use it wisely and track your results. By following these tips, you can increase your chances of success with inbound marketing. And the one thing I'll say, please, please, please be patient. Be patient. Inbound marketing takes time. Just because you start doing SEO doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to be on the first page of Google. It takes time. It takes time to build trust with Google. It takes time to build trust with others. And then there's tactics where you can kind of keep growing and growing faster than the other people in the industry. So I'm going to take the next 5 to 7 minutes and I want to talk about the perfect combo of inbound and outbound marketing. Now, take this into consideration. Take this with a little grain of salt that depending on your industry, you may have something different. So inbound marketing and outbound marketing. We talked about all about it. We talked about the tactics. I think they can work really well together. I think if you have a great website backed by SEO, you're amazing on social, you're really hitting on YouTube and all the video marketing, you're promoting yourself and your brand through webinars and newsletters. And then you marry some of that. So for example, you have a webinar coming up. You marry it with a mailer. And here's how I would say you do it. Right at the top, you talk about the problem the consumer's having that you're solving. Give it a nice title. Catch their attention. Then you put a little bit, some bullet points, 3 to 4 bullet points maybe about what topics that you're going to cover. And on the back of the mailer, you have this amazing QR code that's going to push them back into your website. That way they can then give you their information so you can add them to your newsletter. They're coming to your webinar. That's what they signed up for. But now you're asking them permission. Hey, I'm going to send you some more content. Hey, do you want our ebook? That's another great thing to add to a mailer. If you are going to do print and TV advertising, put some QR codes to it. Make it easy for the consumer to get to where you want them to get to. Make it easy for them. And a lot of people don't want to call the phone number. Hey, call us today at 123-123-1234. They don't want that. They might text you, so you can say, hey, you can free to text or call us today at whatever number. Or scan this QR code below to get more information. When you do that, they feel more comfortable to scan. They feel more comfortable to text. Not a lot of people in this day and age want to talk on the phone. So meet your audience where they are. Allow them to build trust with you. Allow them to build that relationship with you. Allow them to come back. Use the tactics wisely. If you're going to do mailers, give them a way to come back to your website. Give them QR codes. Give them a way they can text or email you. Text or email you. If you are going to do print and TV, the same thing. Use them wisely. Use them together. And I think you can find great success in doing all of that together. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting about this amazing showdown of inbound and outbound marketing. Thanks again for tuning in on this episode of the Brand Builder Podcast. Again, you can find us on all on all podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify. We do also upload this to YouTube. And if you have any questions for us, you can drop it there. Thanks again. Bye-bye.